Well, welcome, Unity Bellevue. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This peace that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. This love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This love that I have, the love didn't give it to me. Yes, love that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. Well, now this joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. This joy that I have, the world didn't give it to me. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. I said now, the world didn't give it, the world can't take it away. And one more time. The world didn't give it, the world can't take it away.
Woohoo! Yeah. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity of Bellevue. I'm Reverend Charles Perry, and I'm the senior minister here at Unity of Bellevue. If you're new here, we want you to know that you are welcome, accepted, safe, and celebrated here with us, regardless of your race, creed, color, ethnicity, national origin, religious background, sexuality, gender identity, economic status, or differently abledness. You are a child of God and you are welcome here. Also, if you're new, please make sure to visit our welcome table, which is just outside the sanctuary on your left as you leave, and grab a welcome packet. It's got some information about our spiritual center, and it's going to have a connection card in there that we'd like you to fill out and leave with us. You can sign up to get our weekly e-newsletter so you know what's going on, and we know who you are. I can get in touch with you and see if you need anything. And for those of you joining us online, and good morning everyone online, yay! You can go to our website, unityofbellevue.org, and you can go to the I'm New page and fill out a request, and we will send you one of those welcome packets for free. And at the bottom of any page, you can subscribe to our e-newsletter. So with all that taken care of, I'd like for all of you, whether you're here or at home, to join me in affirming our statement of being together. There's only one presence and one power throughout the universe and in my life, God the good, omnipotence. Unity is a positive, practical, progressive approach to Christianity based on the teachings of Jesus and the power of prayer. We like to begin everything we do with prayer, so please join me now. Sweet Spirit, we are grateful for this opportunity to come together in unity. We are now fully aware of divine life, divine love, and divine wisdom expressing as each of us now. And we bless this time together as we join in divine purpose to be the Christ expressing in Bellevue and beyond. So it is, and so we let it be. Amen. Now, please welcome our musical guests this week, Tony Serzo, Eric Stevens on drums, and Linda Falgren Moe on piano. Please stand and join them in singing I Release. Let go. The Spirit
Run my life,
and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God.
no more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release, I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I'm free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Tag it. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. One more time. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Thank you. If you feel like dancing, if the Spirit moves you, there's no judgment here. I say now, God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Peace is my source. Peace is my power. Peace gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Peace gives me everything I need. How about joy? Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. Let's dance. Our God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything I need. God gives me everything, everything, everything I need.
All right.
Get the blood pumping.
Yeah, get it going. All right, so now we are going to go into our time of meditation with Let Go of the Shore.
Let go of the shore and let the water let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. You have all you need, it's all inside of you. Just close your eyes and breathe and know that you are safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Float into the mystery. Float into the mystery.
Yeah. So now's that time when we turn within, when we let go of the shore of the mundane, and we float into that mystery that is communion with all that is, with the Holy Spirit, with divine light, divine love, divine wisdom, God by whatever name we think of it. So I invite you to relax, and if you haven't already done so, just lay aside anything you may be holding in your hands, on your mind, or in your heart. So often when we take a few deep breaths, we realize that it feels like we've been carrying a weight on our shoulders. And I invite you now to visualize whatever you may have been carrying this morning, this week, this year. Just imagine it as a backpack. And as you breathe, just imagine slipping your arms through the straps and taking it off, setting it down. Maybe standing or sitting up a little straighter and taking a nice deep breath. Really letting go. We say let go and let God. In unity, we think of God more as the universe, everything in it, all that lies behind it, and the laws by which it operates. And we are a part of that, and we can depend on that. So in this quiet moment, I invite you to release your backpack full of stuff to the universe. God's got it. God's got it. as we breathe into that, maybe, just maybe, we begin to trust that God's got us too. That wherever we are on this journey, we're not alone. And that wherever we're going, it's going to be divine when we get there, because we are divine. We are part of a divine mind, living in a sacred universe. The more we allow ourselves to know that truth, the more our shoulders sink away from our ears, the easier it is to breathe. And the more we can look forward to what the universe has in store for us next. So I invite you, just for a few moments, to allow yourself to know that God's got it, for a few moments in the silence. As we emerge from this time of sacred experience with all that is, maybe, just maybe, we don't have to pick that whole backpack back up. Maybe we can just pick up our hopes and our dreams, our visualizations for a better world, our divine purpose. And leave the rest behind. And with a much lighter backpack and a much lighter step, we can walk the path of divine love into a new year together. For all our blessings, and there are so very many, for our time together and for each other, we say thank you. Thank you, Spirit. So it is. Amen.
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be. And in my hour of darkness, she is standing right in front of me, speaking words of wisdom, let it be.
let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. When all the broken-hearted people living in the world agree, there will be an answer, let it be. But though they may be parted, there is still a chance that they will see. There will be an answer, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be. And when the night is cloudy, there is still a light that shines on me. Shine until tomorrow, let it be. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be, oh, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Whisper words of wisdom, let it be, oh, let it be, let it be, let it be. And whisper words of wisdom, let it be.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It reminds me, once again, earlier this week, I responded to one of those little polls on Facebook that was, if you could bring back any one musician who's passed on, who would it be? And I always put in Freddie Mercury. But then after I do that, I kind of feel a little guilty, and I think, yeah, but what happened to John Lennon? So anyway, thank you. That stuff always touches me. So we find ourselves in the middle of Unity's season of ritual. Last Sunday, we did the 12 Powers candle lighting service. And next Sunday, we're going to do the white stone ceremony. But this Sunday is the burning bowl, which is one of those very sacred times of the year for us. Normally, I like to do this in the evening, but since Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve fell on Sunday this year, here we are. So welcome. Everyone should have gotten some materials. So that would include a little worksheet that has a spreadsheet on it, and then also a blank piece of paper and an envelope, and you should have something to write with. Anyone who does not have all of those things, would you please raise your hand so our ushers can square you away? Everybody, we're all good? So this tradition that we have, the idea is that before we get ready to go into the new year, we're going to let go of some, I'll clean this up for Sunday, stuff that we may have been carrying with us, either just this year or maybe for a long time. This actually goes back to Unity's teachings. As you may have noticed, last week we had a candle that was called renunciation, and sometimes we call it renunciation, and sometimes we call it elimination, right? So when Charles Fillmore came up with the powers of man, he described it as elimination. And the power of elimination is the faculty by which we release false beliefs and accomplish a mental cleansing. Elimination enables us to surrender to Spirit any thought that is not for our highest good, so that transformation and purification of consciousness can take place. In The Revealing Word, which is the companion to the Metaphysical Bible Dictionary, Fillmore says that elimination or renunciation is a letting go of old thoughts in order that new thoughts may find place in consciousness. A healthy state of mind is attained when the thinker willingly lets go the old thoughts and takes on the new. This is illustrated by the inlet and outlet of a pool of water. And as some of you may already be aware, there's a reason that the Dead Sea is dead, and it's not because there's no water going in there. The problem with the Dead Sea is that no water comes out. Because of the altitude that it's at and the geography around it, it has no place for water to flow out. So all the garbage that flows in there just gets stagnant, and it biologically died because it had no way of getting rid of its ick. So, in the 12 Powers of Man, it says that thoughts are things. They occupy space in the mental field. A healthy state of mind is attained and continued when the thinker willingly lets go the old thoughts and takes on the new. And our brother and way shower Jesus talked a little bit about this in the Gospel according to Mark, and this is from chapter 2, verses 21 and 22. And he, of course, is speaking kind of in a parable, as was his wont. No one sews a piece of new, unshrunk cloth on old clothes. Otherwise, the patch tears away from it, the new from the old, and makes a worse tear. No one pours new wine into old leather wineskins. Otherwise, the wine would burst the wineskins, and the wine would be lost, and the wineskins destroyed. But new wine is for new wineskins. So it's kind of time for us to make our wineskins new. And the way that we're going to do that is using a process that is familiar to anyone who's been in any sort of 12-step. What I have given you is a little worksheet that is based on the 4th step of the 12-step process. Now, I will preface this by saying that some of you have come in here knowing exactly what or who you want to burn in that bowl out there. I am not going to prevent you from doing that. So you can just sort of go through this exercise because it's always a good little exercise to go through. All right? But you write whatever you want on your paper and, burn it up. You do you, right? But this is a really good process for getting at maybe something that you might not be aware of in consciousness at the moment. So what you have there are several different columns, and what we're going to do is we're going to start at the first column on the left, and it should be labeled resentments, right? So you may say, well, I'm a truth student. I've been in Unity for years. I don't have anything I resent. Oh, yeah, right, yeah. So, okay, good for you. But let me put it this way. Is there anything that is causing you to spend time thinking about something you'd really rather not be thinking about? Right? Anybody got rent-free space in your head that is just not really working for you? Or maybe, and this I have to admit, I've been guilty of this from time to time, maybe you've got a conversation you've been replaying in your head and saying the thing you should have said, right? You may not think of that as a resentment, but we can count whatever it is you would have said that thing about. That could be an example. Another thing that's sort of illustrative is there are things that may be bugging us that are simply a trigger wired to a much deeper resentment. And, I say as an example, somebody, most of you aren't, I'm sure, but somebody might be a little triggered by me wearing t-shirts and jeans up here on the platform every Sunday, right? It's just like, it's just not very ministerial. But what it's really about is a previous minister who used to dress in a very dapper style who left you. And you really haven't completely worked your way through that one, right? It could happen. When I was in seminary, Robert Brummett, the guy that wrote Finding Yourself in Transition, he was one of my primary professors. And when we were in our classes on ministerial counseling, and we're talking about the mind, and talking about the conscious and the subconscious and the superconscious, and some of the things that end up lodged in our subconscious, he said a lot of the things that are problems are like, and he described them as peanut M&Ms. And, it says that there might be a resentment in there in the middle, but it's wrapped up in anger. So what appears as one thing, there's maybe a deeper thing in there. But this process is going to be a way of maybe helping you identify a little something. So I'm going to invite you, go ahead, and I know most of us could probably write a much longer list, but we're going to just take a look at the top 5 or 6 things, the first 5 or 6 things come to mind. Go ahead and start writing those down. I will also add for our online folks that this is downloadable as a PDF on the launch page that you're at. So once you've got, say, 5, 6, some of you write quickly, maybe a dozen, it's okay. Once you've got them, then next to each one of the people, places, things, institutions that you may have underneath resentment, next to each one, you're going to write what it affects in your life. And the classic examples are maybe it affects my financial security, something about my job, or it's, for those of us that may have been in retirement, something about our investments, something that affects our security, whatever that might be, something that affects our relationships, whether it's with our significant others, our children, parents, whatever it might be, things that affect our sexual well-being, right? Things that really trigger us, right? Those are generally, when you get down to it, it's usually something like that really gets you spun up. But it's helpful to know what it is. So go ahead and fill in that second column as well. Okay. So the third column has a header that says my piece. Now, I know a lot of us are like, hey, it wasn't my fault, man, right? And I get there are things that happen that it's just we were in the wrong place at the wrong time. If your resentment is about that person that rear-ended you at a stoplight when the light was in fact red and you were in fact stopped, wrong place, wrong time, But for a lot of the things that happen, especially interpersonal things, we might have 5 or 10% of it. or a little, maybe, or a little more. Yeah, just maybe. And it's good for us to admit that, whatever it might be, because maybe that helps us from having that or a similar resentment again. So go ahead and work on that my piece column. See if you can find anything that you might have had a piece of in there. Just a little 5%, 3, just a little something, something. I can tell for some of you this isn't the first rodeo. I see a couple of pieces of paper that are completely filled out all the way, right? Y'all know what you're doing. So that final column that says my fear, this is where the money is. So if you look at that resentment and you look at what it affected in your life, and you look at if maybe, just possibly, there was a piece of you in that, what you got to ask yourself is, what was I afraid of? What was I afraid of happening? So a story I sometimes tell about this, and since I haven't done this here before, I'll go ahead and tell it. When my mother passed, it was like planes, trains, and automobiles. I had been in California with my sister, who at the time had been going through chemo and radiation for breast cancer. And we got a call from my brother, who was with Mom in South Carolina. And he said, Mom's in the hospital, and her doctor said, you need to get here. So Tay and I jumped on a plane, and we head to South Carolina. And Mom passed the next morning. And I needed to get my family from where they were in Florida up to West Virginia, which is where her interment was going to be. And it was, I think this was 2005, and there was this huge ice storm that just basically shut down air travel all up and down the eastern seaboard. And trying to get them on a plane was almost impossible. But I finally got them reservations. And when I called my then wife to, let her know what the deal was, she said, yeah, Siobhan, my oldest daughter, is not going to come because she's got like a band thing that she has to be at. And I just lost my stuff, and I'm saying it politely. And I, went off on my daughter and was not my best self. And later I was kind of doing a little personal inventory, and I decided that I had been out of line, but I wanted to know why. So I looked kind of deeply into that. And, I guess what I felt like was, if you're not willing to be there with me when I bury my mom, it's because you don't love me. And I know my daughter loves me. So I called her and I told her that, and I apologized to her. It's important to know what we're afraid of, right? When I went through this process, this 4th-step process the first time in recovery, I had a very long list of resentments. And when I got over to the right-hand side of the column, I saw that almost all of them boiled down to one of 2 different fears. There were basically 2 fears that were eating my lunch. So it's my hope that as you went down through this, you maybe found a fear that showed up more than once, or more than twice even, right? Maybe there's a fear that has been eating your lunch a little bit too. So my invitation today, if you haven't already decided what it is you want to burn in the fire out there, is to turn over your paper and on the back write something along the lines of, I release my fear of whatever it is, and I am free. I release my fear of whatever it is, and I am free. So once you are completely done, what I'll ask you to do is come up to the front and exit the sanctuary through this door up here, and then take the sidewalk back to where the overhang is that leads into the main entrance. We have the fire going back there, and you can drop your paper in the fire and then come back in, and we'll do our next process together, okay? And just in case you're concerned, yes, we're going to make sure that everything is fully and completely burned up. nobody else is going to see this. It's going to get consumed by the fire.
So, Reverend Charles,
Yes, sir.
can we play turn now?
Yes, you can play turn now.
We're going to play turn, Greg.
Need to drop this open or something?
To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to love, a time to weep. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time of love, a time of
We actually have a
hate,
poker if you want to
a
stir it
time
around
of
a little
war, a time of peace, a time that you may embrace, a time to refrain from embracing. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to gain, a time to lose, a time to rend, a time to sow. Time for love, a time for hate, a time for peace. I swear it's not too late. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven. A time to be born, a time to die, a time to plant, a time to reap, a time to kill, a time to heal, a time to love, a time to weep. To everything, turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
All right, thank you. All right, let me see if we've got most everybody through the process here. More. I'll let everybody. You want to canoodle for a minute or two? Yeah. Thank you. All right. So now, I'd like to invite you all, at least, to write a brief letter to yourself, your indwelling Christ, letter to God. I mean, it's all the same thing, really, right? We're all part of the divine. However you would like to frame it. To that indwelling Christ, the divine life, love, and wisdom that you are. Describing the good that you see manifesting in your life in the months ahead. And when you finished writing, I want you to seal the letter, and you can have a little time of blessing because we're going to have some more music. And then address the envelope to yourself, because we're not going to open we're not going to open it and see whose it is and address it for you. But address it to yourself, and no one but you is ever going to see it, because we're going to leave them sealed up, and then about halfway through the year, we're going to mail them to you, just as a little reminder of what you were envisioning today. And you can even write it to your future self and just check in and say, okay, self, how are we doing? Yeah. Give this a couple of minutes and then go into the if that's what it feels like. Yeah, sure. Yeah, whatever you're envisioning for.
When the holidays are over, history grows another year older. Starting with a midnight wish, we'll raise our glass and reminisce. Another year behind us and a brand new year ahead. Here's to life, another year long. Here's to friends old and new, here and gone. To the lessons we've learned and the bridges we've burned. Here's to old Lang Syne. Here's to peace in our world far and near. And to our health, I'm just glad we're all here. To the tears that were cried and the love that survived, and to all a happy new year. To the lessons we've learned and the bridges we've burned, here's to old Lang Syne. Here's to peace in our world far and near. Into our health, I'm just glad we're all here. To the tears that were cried and the love that survived, and to all a happy new year. And to all a happy new year.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. If you still got a little more you want to write, go ahead. We got a few other things that we need to take care of, but we do need to take care of them. So I'm going to ask the ushers to go ahead and come forward with our little baskets. And we're going to go ahead and do our offering. So however you're going to give, whether it's physically in person here or online from here or out there in the interwebs. And if you are giving online, you just go to unityofbellevue.org/give. You can follow that QR code. You can text to give, or you can dump something in the bucket here. But however you're going to do it, let's go ahead and bless up our offerings with our love offering blessing. Together, I give freely and fearlessly, fulfilling the law of giving and receiving. This is the bounty of God, and I send it forth with wisdom and joy. So we do. I love that going from back to front this time. It's kind of like, when the teacher would let the kids, from Z to A instead of the other way. All right. Sweet Spirit, we bless these tithes and love offerings and send them forth to do the work of Spirit as lived and taught by our brother and way shower, Jesus the Christ. We see these tithes and love offerings returning to each giver a good measure, heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. And so it is. Amen. All right. So just a couple of quick announcements for your general edification. There will be a prayer circle following the service, which will be hybrid. So those of you online, just, it's the same link that you'll be on. It'll just be coming from back there in the library. And if you want to participate in that, it's diagonally across from us to the left in the room we call the library. There's also going to be one of our prayer chaplains, Susan, if you want to stand, wave, or whatever. If anybody doesn't know who you are, will be available for one-on-one prayer immediately after the service. We're going to have our usual get together and have lunch after in the fellowship hall, and it'll be chicken and vegetarian pot pie, and we're going to say thank you to Shelley and Kathy for that. We are still looking for any board nominees if you feel called to serve. We would love to have you check in with any of us that were on the nominating committee. Got 2 classes coming up in January, and yes, you can do both if you want, because one of them is going to be the Life of Prayer class, and that is going to be on Wednesdays from 2 to 4 starting this coming Wednesday, so a couple of days from now, and you have homework. All right? If you're in the class, I would like for you to read chapter 1 of how to pray without talking to God. I can say these words, right? Please read chapter 1 before showing up in class so that we can dive right in with both feet. There's also going to be a new member class on Sunday the 14th and Sunday the 28th. And if you would like to be inducted into membership, I will need you to come to both. One class is going to be more about unity in general, and then the other one is going to be about Unity of Bellevue specifically and what we're going to be doing here. So we will be doing a new member induction in February, and I would love to have anybody who's not a member become a member. The new policy manual Q&A will be online on the 4th at 6 p.m., so if anybody wants to know what the changes were there, jump onto that. It's going to be the same. The link will be in the newsletter, right? Yeah. Okay, and I think that's it. So let's sing the peace song. Okay. Let's all stand and sing the peace song together.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now,
Right now,
with every step I take. Let this be my joyous vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
the light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us.
We are the love of God.
The power of God protects us.
We are the power of God.
And the presence of God watches over us.
We are the presence of God.
Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Happy New Year, Unity. Leave your envelopes in this basket back here.
This is the year for making changes. This is the year for moving on. This is the year of overcoming. This is the year for growing strong. This is the year for a new way of thinking. This is the year for making plans. This is the year for reaching out, and this is the year for joining hands. Gone are the lonely nights of yearning, gone all the dark and cloudy skies. All the unsteady bridges burning, all of the doubt and all the lies. This is the chance to recapture the power. This is the time to abandon the fear. This is the moment, the finest hour. This is the year, this is the year. This is the year that I put in